welfare and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. We the people. There is the rock upon which the government stands.
Aaron Burr, the U.S. Vice President under Jefferson, and the man who later shot and killed Alexander Hamilton in a duel, had been one of Madison's classmates at Princeton. Burr knew Dolly quite well, and it was he who introduced 43-year-old James to 26-year-old Dolly. They fell swiftly in love and were married in 1794. Dolly soon became well known as a social leader, first in Philadelphia and later in Washington, where she served as the nation's official hostess for President Tom Jefferson, whose wife had died. Her warm personality was a great political help to Madison during his term as U.S. Secretary of State. Well, one thing was certain. For James Madison, Dolly was good medicine.
Look at me, 45 years old, and I feel like a strapping young blade.
But you are.
No one can feel old around you, Dolly. You've a gift for living. What a fortunate man I am to have you as a wife. Politics for a career, and Montpelier for the summers. It's maddening, I tell you. The British fleet has begun a blockade of the entire European continent. They call her mistress of the seas. Ha! Tyrant of the Western world is more like it.
How will you and Mr. Jefferson solve this situation?
Dolly, your childlike faith can be exasperating at times. We may never solve it. And in that case, God help us.
You will solve it.
Dolly, I do not chant magic words and hope for the best. I've built my life on reason.
And faith and justice and goodness and honor. And you will solve it. Oh, Jimmy, you're home early. Jimmy, something's wrong.
Nothing's wrong.
What is it?
Everything's wrong.
James Madison, will you stop your fidgeting and please make sense?
Dolly, my friends want me to run for president.
And who would be better or as good?
Do you realize what it means? The country is in a dangerous state. Relations with England are growing blacker by the hour. If we avoid war, it will be a miracle. Then, too, I'd be running against James Monroe, who's my dear friend.
I'm sure he hasn't dropped out of the race because you're his dear friend.
Dolly, can't you be serious?
I am serious. Jenny, you've been traveling towards the presidency since the day you were born. Don't you want the office?
Yes and no. If I'm elected, it won't be easy. I hate to think what I'd be letting you in for.
Oh, James Madison, if you can be president, I guess I can be the first lady. Oh, let me see now. How many months before you take office?
Dolly, I may not be elected.
Well, of course you will. I haven't the slightest doubt that you will become the fourth president of the United States.
And in 1808, James Madison, at the age of 58, did indeed become the fourth president of the United States, succeeding Thomas Jefferson. The inaugural ball was a dazzling affair, leaving the new chief executive rather exhausted.
Oh, my poor darling, you're all in. Let me get you a glass of warm milk to help you sleep.
I don't want to sleep. I'd rather enjoy this blessed peace and quiet, away from all that babble and confusion.
Good. Then we can talk about the ball. That's the fun of a party, talking about it afterwards.
I do think you enjoy it all. Planning it, going through it, then talking about it when it's over.
I do. I love people and gaiety and things happening. Sometimes I think I'm a little wicked.
Dolly, you don't have a wicked bone in your body. You were made for life and excitement and love. I'm blessed with you. I can plainly see I'll never have to give a thought to banquets, balls, receptions, or furnishings. They're your responsibility.
Just as it is yours to run the country. And I know you shall do that nobly. My dearest Jimmy.
One of Dolly's first projects as First Lady was to redecorate the White House, which at that time was called the President's Palace. Meanwhile, one of Madison's projects as President was to direct Congress to declare war on England in order to protect the commercial rights of the United States on the high seas. The war, unpopular with the American public, was called Mr. Madison's War. Well, in 1814, the British captured Washington and then set fire to it. Madison fled the President's Palace to join and help lead American troops camped just outside the Capitol. Dolly had to be left behind. But then, disguised as an old farm woman, she slipped by the British in a horse-drawn wagon, escaping to the open countryside. For several days, James and Dolly lost track of each other, not knowing if the other was safe or even alive. Finally, they were reunited at a country inn.
Dolly.
Jimmy.
Dolly, if anything would have happened to you...
Hush. Everything's fine. I've got good news for you.
Dolly, you are my good news.
Right after you rode away from the mansion, I packed all the state papers into an old farm wagon. And then I had President Washington's portrait taken down from the wall and rolled up. And inside of that, I placed the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. I put them in the wagon and we rode off like the wind. At least the British didn't burn them.
They are priceless, my love. But you are more so.
The war ended victoriously for the United States, and it was during that clash, known as the War of 1812, that Francis Scott Key was inspired to write the words for our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1817, James Madison, after having been president for 8 troubled years, retired with Dolly to his beloved Montpelier, where he died at the age of 85. As a young man, James Madison had dreamed of a unified nation with freedom and liberty for all. As a mature man, he had framed the Constitution as well as the Bill of Rights. All the years of his life were a dedication to the country he loved and served so well. After James died, Dolly left Montpelier and returned to Washington, where she continued her social activities. She died in 1849, a much admired woman who had touched the lives of thousands of people and left them happier for having known her.
I would say this country has come a long way. Yes, and it still has a long way to go.
The advice nearest my heart and deepest in my beliefs is that the union of states must be honored and preserved.
The preceding program was made possible by a grant from the Ohio Department of Education.